So I'm just about the most sentimental person you might ever meet. So this is a little footage of me saying goodbye to my old teeth the night before. And this is me the next morning driving into my orthodontic appointment to have my Invisaligners put in for the first time. And this is me right afterwards. And came home and took a look at things and then sat down to record a little bit more in depth for you. So I'm back and everything went perfectly. It was a quicker and easier appointment than I anticipated it being. It didn't take nearly as much time as I thought it would be, and it was far less invasive than I thought it would be. I got there and we went through a little bit of just chatting with what was going to happen. She put the orthodontic assistant put like a kind of an appliance into my mouth to pull my cheeks back and somewhere to kind of coax where to put my tongue during the whole procedure. And that was so that she could prep and dry, and then with a special kind of adhesive or cement, dental cement, stick the little attachments to my teeth that need to go there so that the trays can snap in. I have two buttons on the bottom that are for a rubber band, and that is to close a gap in my mouth where I'm missing a tooth. I'm congenitally missing the first molar on the bottom. I never grew in a permanent one. I didn't have it in my mouth, and it naturally closed in on this side, and this one was extracted in my 20s because it was still there, and that hole just never closed up. And so they're gonna close that and use some of that space to straighten out this bottom, so it's got a little anchor point to pull that closed. I have to change that rubber band 3 times a day. At pretty much any time I take the tray out and put it back in, I need to put a fresh rubber band on it, so that should be about 3 times a day. The only part that was slightly uncomfortable was afterwards when she went back with a blue light to find like the extra adhesive or cement that maybe kind of came up around the edges of it, and clean that off with kind of a file. It was like electric, kind of like a nail drill that they use like in manicures, but it was really skinny, and it wasn't even something that was sharp enough to hurt the enamel, but just the sound of it, it sounded like a drill. So like at first kind of my hackles went up when I heard it and felt it go onto the tooth, but I mean, it was pretty obvious that it wasn't sharp enough to do anything to my teeth because it didn't feel at all like a dentist drill or anything like that. So it just cleaned up, and she had to do pretty minimal amount of actual cleanup, so she was really good with her adhesive. She didn't make a mess in my mouth or anything. The first, I'd say 10 minutes in the trays was probably the most uncomfortable. It felt very tight, kind of like it felt like having a piece of food or something in between every single one of my teeth. Like I just ate the most aggressive corn on the cob in the world, and I had something between every single one of my teeth because I just felt like, oh god. But that sensory overload vanished really fast, and now I would say my teeth feel kind of like when you've just had your teeth cleaned and all of your teeth and your gums kind of feel kind of alive. They kind of feel like awake and extra kind of oh, but kind of in a good way. I've settled into the feeling of it. I kind of like it almost, so we'll see with time if that stays that way. I have found that I'm not clenching or grinding my teeth because I really don't like the feeling of the trays like clenched together. I don't care for that feeling. It's not very soothing, or it doesn't feel good. What I do find that I'm doing is sucking on the trays quite a bit, and that might be because of my propensity towards sucking on my cheeks. So we'll see with time if that becomes an issue or if that makes the like cheek problems inside that I have from sucking on my cheeks worse or better over time. I don't know if you can hear, and maybe I'll know when I go back and watch this to edit, if I sound a lot different. I don't feel like I sound a lot different, and the assistant said I didn't sound a lot different. She said I think it's a lot of times for people it's kind of a head game, and the more they think about it, the weirder they sound. I don't feel like I sound terribly different. I know I look different because these trays are like flushing out this part of my mouth, and it's making my lips kind of sit flatter. And it makes my it makes my top lip look a lot fuller than it is normally. I don't know if this is closer to how my face is going to look at the end of treatment, but we'll see, I guess. I'm gonna go through my little bag of goodies that they gave me. This is my little official kit from Invisalign. This little drawstring bag, and it's got this kind of little case, and opens up into your smile. It's just the beginning. It's got this model on it. It's got some cleaning crystals, which are for when your trays get buildup in them. I'm gonna be swapping my trays out weekly, so I don't imagine that I'm gonna need these for quite a long time. So I'll just stash those away somewhere. And then this is my case that I can store my Invisaligners in when I'm eating, so I can keep this with me. I'm assuming this will probably live in my purse or something like that. So I can take my trays out and put these in them, so you don't like accidentally throw your trays away, or like just having them chilling out where everybody can see them. That may or may not be appetizing to some people. And then they gave me some of these disposable toothbrushes, and they're really narrow kind of toothbrushes, so they're very good for cleaning the trays out in the morning and night. This is trays 1 through 14 and trays 15 through 29. I'm going to keep the box pretty much like this because my identifying information is on every single side of this box otherwise. It's just slide out of there, and then you get your trays. I'm trying to keep, again, my patient info is all over this stuff, so I'm trying to keep it somewhat anonymous. This is my first few weeks of trays here, 2 through 14 of my treatments, and it's cool because the tops and the bottoms are in every tray, and it's really interesting. You can go tray by tray and you can see the changes, and it's really fun to go all the way to 14 weeks from now and see. It's crazy. There's a lot that's gonna happen over the next 14 trays. Like, wow, 14. So that's, yeah, that's a long time. Oh my gosh, like, this is at tray 14. Like, my bottom teeth at tray 14 are practically straight. Like, holy crap. my god. I'll put the footage in here now of my orthodontist showing me the animation of what my starting point is and what my complete finished end product is. How we get there, he said, might change over time, but where I'm starting and where I'm ending, I was able to be shown that via computer model, and it's kind of wild. Overall, really good first day so far. At a loss for words. I think it's I've tried to film this little ending portion a few times and I'm feeling kind of overwhelmed. I knew the emotion of it was going to hit me at some point, and it's hitting me now. So when something has been such a kind of an insecurity point for you for a lot of your life, and that's not gonna be a thing anymore, it's a lot to take in. So I'm gonna just kind of hang with these feelings and feel my feelings, and yeah. So that's all for my first appointment video. I will see you next time for many, many more updates. And if future me is watching this, enjoy your new smile. Bye!